Alright, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been about a week since the Spring 26 season release, and I finally got around to getting the AT on every single track. So I figured why not do a little bit of live commentary here, giving my opinions on majority of the tracks, and give my overall review of the campaign. So starting out with the white tracks, I think pretty much by far my favorite was track 4, which is pretty much just going to be a full speed track. Times here are going to be pretty tight because there's not a whole lot to go wrong, so rank 800 about right now on this one, but obviously not very far behind on first place. But yeah, this one out of the white tracks, probably my favorite. Really not a ton to say about it in really for white tracks in general. They're not my favorite as they don't have a ton of substance, but yeah, track 4 there, probably my favorite of the whites. My least favorite, it's probably got to be track 3. Really, again, not a ton of substance to this one. Rank 580 right now, not too bad. About 3/10 behind first place. Really, it just comes down to one single turn on this one with the 180 snow turn. I didn't like it very much. The exit is very weird. Yeah, not my favorite track in the world. I don't think it's that bad. It's just not that great. The other white tracks, they're white tracks. For the green tracks, I would say it's pretty close between 6 and 7. That's unfortunate, 6, 7 there, but yeah, I think it's going to be 6 as my favorites. I got a really good time here as well. The gears can be a little bit tricky. The starting one here isn't too bad, gearing up into 4. Just got to straighten out there, but you can gear up into 5 right here, which is a little bit annoying. But it is, a different style of track, and I thought it was pretty good. 7, again, was pretty close. That's a tech one, which I normally don't enjoy tech all that much, but I did like 7. My least favorites, it's got to be 8. I have never been a huge fan of the 08 tracks. It is what it is. I just don't enjoy them all that much. This one, I didn't really get much of a zoop at the end, but a clean start and a somewhat clean end. I got a decent time here. It's an okay track. It's not the most annoying 08 track out there, but definitely not my favorite. But yeah, there is 08. I guess 10 would probably be a close second for my least favorite. It's a snow car track with very, very basic turns. That's about it. As far as the blue tracks go, a 13. Yeah, 13 is by far my favorite here. This one's plastic as well as bobsleigh. Pretty good time here as well. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. Even straight from Discovery, I thought this one was going to be one of my favorite tracks of the campaign. Something about it, I feel this plays very well, and yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Is there anything about this one that I didn't like all that much? There was one time during Discovery at the very end of this one where I clipped on the plastic wall somehow, got a bug. It was very weird, but other than that, haven't had really any major problems with this one. Very much enjoy 13. As far as my least favorite tracks out of this, 15... 15 I like, but I also don't like because of the cuts, but I'm gonna have to go with 12. 12 is the rally car track mixed with the stadium car. Did not like this one very much, even though I have a decent time here. This track doesn't feel good to drive. It just feels like there's no cohesion. It just feels like, yeah, no cohesion. It doesn't go together at all. It just feels so randomly put together, which I pretty much said the same thing there 5 times in a row in different ways. But yeah, I did not really like this track all that much. It's very weird and just doesn't feel good to drive, honestly. Maybe you like it if you like the rally car. I don't know, but not my favorites. 15 was initially going to be one of my favorite tracks, but even on Discovery, I called out that this was probably going to be cut, and it was very obviously cut, so that's a bit unfortunate. There's a lot of cuts in this campaign too, especially on the black tracks. Like the tracks for the tournaments, how are they so like not cut proof? It's very weird. We'll talk about that a little bit later. As far as red tracks go, I really wish I liked 16 more than I did. But that is definitely not the case. I still like it, but the grass downhills into like the narrow roads just don't drive well in my opinion. Even those are like somewhat cut with bug slides now, which is not all surprising because the downhill into the narrow turns I think are just not good. But as far as my favorites here, it's going to be 20. This is just a full speed track, and honestly one of the better full speed tracks that I feel that they have made in recent memory. Don't have the greatest time here, but honestly, like, it's not all that bad considering a lot of full speed hunters kind of just play the full speed track and that's about it, so it's really not all that bad. But yeah, I really like this one. The speed slides all work pretty well. Sometimes they're a little bit tough to get going, at least for someone of my skill level, but got them to work the majority of the time. The end on this one can be a little bit annoying. The last, like, transition, I guess it's not the last transition, it's this one coming up here, like, this little, like, loop into this part here. I found it a little bit challenging to get the correct line through that a decent amount of times, but overall, a pretty good and fun full-speed track. The other red tracks, my least favorites, I mean, I don't like the desert car all that much, but I also don't like tech all that much, and these 17 and 18, I did not go back to these after discovering getting the AT, just because I simply didn't want to play them, though I still got a decent time on 18 apparently. I mean, 1500, not going back to it and getting a better time is pretty good. 18 was tough because I feel like in Cam 1, a lot of the angles are very, very tough to drift. But 17, yeah, it's very close between these two. It's kind of just a coin flip and what I feel right now, but 17 I did not like very much either. So many like super tight drifts on this one, and just, again, tough in camera 1. Like I felt like that for a lot of tracks in this campaign. Camera 1 is suffering on a decent amount of tracks with very hard angles to see out of the exits of drifts. And that goes for this track here with, again, a couple of super tight drifts on it. It's not the worst track in the world, but tech, sausage check, generally, especially sausage check, aren't my favorite. So fortunately for 17, you are getting the bottom tier of the red tracks for me. They have done some pretty good sausage tech in the past, though, but I feel like this season was a little bit of a miss in that regard. Alright, black tracks, this is where we're going to be spending the majority of our time. I'll probably talk about each track by itself instead of going, just talking about my favorite and least favorites. But we are starting out with my favorites anyway, which is going to be Germany. A very unique track with all the backward stuff going on. And that is probably why it's my favorite. It's just so different from pretty much like any other campaign track that we have gotten in the past. So yeah, really enjoyed this one, and it really sucks that there are just so many different ways to do cuts on this one, because this is one of the very rare instances where I would love to hunt a track in a campaign for like the first time since, I don't know, probably like 2023 is like the last time I spent any time hunting like anything for a significant amount of time for leaderboard positions at least. Yeah, really sucks. So many cuts on this one, but otherwise a very fun track, a very unique track. And anything else about this one? I mean, it can be annoying with the reverse steering landings, but the more I played it, the less and less of those I got. You really just got to learn the correct angle to take the jumps at. And a very annoying start on this one as well. Super easy to clip and just get a bad start in general, which is kind of a theme for the black tracks as well. But yeah, there is Germany. Very much enjoyed this one. Next up, what is this? South Korea, I believe? I don't remember. Yeah, South Korea. Another very fun track here. I would say, yeah, my second favorite of the black tracks. Definitely less difficult, I'd say. This is probably the easiest black track of the campaign. As you can see by my time here, I only spent 37 minutes getting the AT here, which compared to the other black tracks is going to be far, far less. Though, if you are good at tech, the Hungary track is probably, it could be the easiest. I don't know. The end on Hungary is definitely going to be much more difficult, though the AT on Hungary is definitely easy because you can go for the safe finish and still get that. But that's not the track we're talking about right now. We're talking about South Korea. Yeah, overall good track. I enjoyed this one. Pretty fun ending on it. The identity is not too bad here at all. And yeah, just a overall enjoyable track. Again, some tough camera 1 angles on this one. Like the end here, I switched to camera 3, and I also switched to camera 3 in many other portions of this track and other tracks as well. And it's kind of been my go-to camera for a lot of drifts now for whatever reason. Alright. Yeah, but overall, South Korea, a pretty good track. And now we move on to Canada. Canada. Almost 3 hours spent on this one. Very, very tough track. Tough opening again. A lot of the opening parts on these tracks are super easy to go very wrong. That includes this one as well. But overall, this entire track is very, very tough. Dare I say the toughest of any of the black tracks the past 2 seasons. Maybe the toughest black track of all time. Maybe it's close between the Desert Card track we had like 2 years ago, I think at this point. I think less than 1,000 players had the AT there. We'll see where this one ends at the end of the season, how many people have AT, but yeah, this is a very, very hard track. You can clip in so many different places. It's, man, very, very rough. The identity here, basically have to one-shot it. There's very little correction you can do here at the identity. You just pretty much have to send it, hope for the best, and if you fail, well, you're kind of just completely screwed. Again, the end here, also a very poor camera 1 angle, switch to camera 3 there. But yeah, Canada, very, very rough track. I don't know if it's my least favorite. I did have fun at driving the majority of it, but the end, pretty rough. But yeah. Now for Australia, honestly, I mean, I almost spent 3 hours here as well. This one, for the majority of the track, there's really not a lot going on. Like the first, entire half of this one is almost just a full speed track. So like, there's just not much difficulty on this one until the very end. So I don't know. I don't want to say I don't know what they were thinking with this one, but compared to the other tracks, the difficulty of this one comes in like the last 5% of the track, with the rest of it being, I don't want to necessarily say it's the easiest of all the black tracks, because I think Hungary is kind of right there with it, but it's still, at least compared to the first 3, super easy in comparison. Yeah, basically all left to say about this one is the identity, which is very tough as well. First of all, got to get good speed here and not clip the outside flags, which are very annoyingly placed. But this identity, very tough. Super easy to clip everywhere, especially like the opening plastic to plastic jump is where I definitely struggled with the most here. Not this part here, but this jump to here, super easy to underjump, super easy to overjump. And then here, driving back down, super easy to clip that corner, which I did here. Luckily didn't cause me any problems, but tough identity. But overall, the track is not too bad. So yeah, that is Australia. Not the worst track in the world. Still is a challenging one because of the end. But on to Hungary. This one, yeah, I didn't spend that long on it. The start here again, very annoying. Very clippable on that very opening jump. You can also just get a weird angle and then clip the jump after it. But overall, this one's not too bad. It's mostly just a tech track with some tight angles. Not the worst thing in the world here, which is apparently my go-to phrase today. Another one where I spent a large portion of this track driving in Cam 3. Maybe I'm just going to become a Cam 3 driver, I don't know, but the entire dirt section I drove in Cam 3, that drift there, I drove this entire portion here in Cam 3. Even all the way up to the first jump onto the narrow platform, all this is Cam 3. Wow, I clipped that turn there. I did not realize that. But yeah, all this in Cam 3. I did Cam 3 all the way to the end here. And I'm a primarily Cam 1 driver, but yeah. I drove this entire thing in Cam 3. From this point on is, yeah, all Cam 3. Okay. Pretty crazy. Yeah, not too bad of a track. Really, the identity here, I think, is just straight up bad. Unlike the other tracks where I think you can get good at this one, good at them, I think this one is just bad. If you have decent speed out of here, the odds of you landing clean on that upper white platform are so low. It's kind of a joke. It's so easy to clip the front parts. I'm trying to get a good angle here to show you. You can clip on the front parts, or you can just slide completely off, and the odds of you doing that are so high that, yeah, I think the identity here is just straight up bad. Luckily, you don't have to go for it if you get a good enough run. As you can see, I just went for the back straight finish. But yeah, Hungary, the identity is, I think, is by far the worst. It's a criminal identity. But yeah, that's the Spring 26 campaign. Of course, let me know how you feel. By far, my favorite of this campaign is going to be Germany. I thought it was a very fun track. But again, unfortunately, it is cut to absolute hell. My least favorite track of the campaign, it's hard to say 3 would be my least favorite. It's just meh. It could be 8. Could be 8. 12 also not great. Could be 17 or 18. One of those 4. I mean, 8 is kind of a meme track. It's hard to put it in the worst, but 12, 17, and 18 are my least favorites. But yeah, that is it for the Spring 26 campaign. Again, let me know how you feel. What was your least favorite? What was your most favorite track out of the campaign? How did you feel about the black tracks, especially compared to last season? Were they much harder for you, much easier for you? Yeah, I'd love to know. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you guys next time.